Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news. The Turbulent game studio has officially joined Cloud Imperium Games. Wait, I thought they were already working together and basically CIG anyway. Well, previously they had a minor stake in each other's companies and all worked on Star Citizen. But Turbulent do have other clients and other projects they were working on as well. And now their merger is exactly that. It is a permanent merger of two companies. CIG have acquired them. So let's look at the press release and what this means for CIG and Star Citizen. So the CIG press release says, "We have some very exciting news to share with you all. After more than a decade of fruitful partnership and years working together in the trenches to build something the industry has never seen before, we decided that it was time for CIG and Turbulent to finally and officially join forces. We entered into an agreement several months ago, but have now completed the arrangement to merge our companies, with Turbulent formally joining the CIG family this past week. We first met Turbulent's CTO Benoit Beauséjour and CEO Marc Bourdette back in November 2012. We had just launched our crowdfunding campaign and, not wanting to be beholden to Kickstarter, decided to build our own website that would allow us to continue our campaign as well as develop a platform to engage with our rapidly growing community. As is well known, the initial response to the Star Citizen campaign was beyond any of our expectations, so much so that our quickly built site couldn't handle the sheer interest of people backing the project. We opened a parallel campaign 10 days later on Kickstarter to help ease the demand on our site, but we realized we had seriously underestimated the need for a robust website with a scalable platform better suited to a much larger audience. Luckily, one of our early external development partners in Montreal introduced us to Turbulent. Pretty quickly we realized that we were working with a talented, agile and innovative web development company. More than that, we found a group of developers who shared our ambition and vision to disrupt the industry. The agility we needed at the start of this project, and we still need today, didn't phase Turbulent. They innovated solutions and later in our relationship invented new technologies, methods and software to support our completely different approach to game development. Whether it was supporting the incredible fluidity of our ecosystem or enabling us to communicate and showcase our developers' progress, features such as our concierge program, issue council, telemetry system, community hub, Galactopedia, roadmap, award-winning star map, and Spectrum's social network are some of the public-facing elements that Turbulent built. And behind the scenes, Benoit and his team started to help us publish features and functions like our launcher, and in more recent times the team has been a core part of our effort on cloud services, persistent entity streaming and server meshing. With Turbulent as part of the CIG group of companies, our headcount will be over 1,100, making us one of the largest independent game developers in the world. While this size and scale have enormous challenges, we are still looking to be a disruptive force in gaming, putting our community first and trying to do things differently to innovate in all our business areas and make the best of the freedoms that come with being outside of the usual consumer, retailer, publisher, creator paradigm, which stifles innovation and holds the industry back. As we approach some of our biggest milestones to date, we've never felt better equipped to realise the unprecedented ambition of Star Citizen and Squadron 42, especially now that we've added the firepower, talent and a decade of camaraderie from Turbulent to the fold, alongside the best community of gamers in the world. CIG is on a unique journey, and the team at Turbulent have been with us every step of the way, sharing our relentless passion for making the best damn game universe ever. We could not be happier to welcome them into our family of studios. A couple of things I want to say about that. It's interesting that Cloud Imperium very much now focused, rather than being the best damn space sim ever, they are now changing, and they have over the last couple of messages changed that messaging to the best damn universe sim ever, or in this case the best damn game universe ever. One of the other things I want to say is I'm not necessarily interested in Cloud Imperium being a disruptive force in the industry. I want them to produce a game. I want them to produce multiple games. I want them to support Star Citizen and Squadron 42 for many, many, many years. I want them to be fantastic, beautiful games. I understand they mean that no other companies are really doing what they're doing in the way that they're doing it. I'm also interested to know what you think of what should a priority of CIG's be? What should the main priority be? Should it be the community, the players that back the game? or should it be the game itself? Or is that sort of a question that, well, really, it's not mutually exclusive. They're doing both. Anyway, this is huge for CIG. They are expanding out their company. They now have over 1.1 thousand employees. That is a lot of employees to support. And they're looking for another, 400 to 600 or so just in the UK alone once their studio is fully operational there, I believe. So the Frankfurt studio's expanding out as well. It's likely they're going to expand out the Austin studio, I would expect. We are looking at CIG probably pushing past 1,700 employees in the next 3 years. That is a lot more devs working on Star Citizen, and it's not just going to be website stuff and back-end things. They are touching on a huge range of stuff, even at Turbulent. Now, what about other stuff that Turbulent is working on? So we know that they actually have other clients. They weren't just working on Star Citizen. What's happening with that? So Turbulent have said all projects with Turbulent's current clients will continue as planned. The management team and the respective project teams will remain in place and ensure the diversity of internal expertise. In addition, the company will continue to operate in its primary language, French. In addition to keeping all current projects and clients, Turbulent will bring our technological know-how and culture of innovation to the development of Star Citizen, and we are convinced that this will help take the game to new heights. We will continue to work with the community and support the open development principles that have been the cornerstone of Turbulent and Star Citizen since the very beginning. So the fact they're working in French as their primary language actually benefits Cloud Imperium, because that allows them to expand their studio in Canada and potentially France. If they build a French studio, they can much more readily hold on, recruit and retain French and Canadian talent. I think a huge portion of the French talent they will grab from Montreal, and Turbulent will be multilingual anyway. And Turbulent have been working with CIG for a long time. They're working on loads of features, not just the Star Map Galactopedia website minigames, but also I believe the studio is working on points of interest and touches on a huge amount of the game systems now, and as they continue to expand, that'll be more and more and more stuff. So what issues could Cloud Imperium face because of this? Well, more employees and more devs is good for a project like Star Citizen. There is a huge amount to do in each discipline, and more manpower generally means more work gets done, though this isn't always true in all cases. There are certainly going to be saturation points, and inefficiency starts to occur when you have too many employees, or you aren't sort of directing those employees appropriately. So potentially you need even more staff and even more management to look after those people. And there are big liabilities for Cloud Imperium now as they expand out to more and more studios. Their costs are much bigger. More employees, more money each year to support them, more space in studios, but that also means that they need more sales and more marketing to support the game. Cloud Imperium are amazing at marketing, but they do sometimes make decisions I would deem a bit of an overstep, or they make mistakes, like selling land claims, currently selling the career packs without a way to easily get in-game items back, selling digital tickets for CitizenCon previously, upping the price of some ships without giving notice. There are vehicles and ships when they have sales that occasionally don't sell particularly well, like the Rock DS, I believe. That all said, Cloud Imperium do appear to be making a lot of additional income year on year, so not an issue yet, but it is a lot more employees they are now effectively supporting. And I say that, obviously, Turbulent was an effective company by itself previously, so they're not losing any of the income that they would generate. They were able to stand on their own, I believe. Now, holding on to talent is another big issue, especially when senior talent will sort of move between companies because they have started in a junior position in Star Citizen, may have worked there now for 8 years, maybe seniors, maybe not getting paid as much as they want, and they can move to a more profitable studio. So holding on to that talent is going to be an issue. Holding on to just 1,100, 1,500 staff members is going to be difficult. And they're going to be recruiting a lot of junior talent, I would expect. Now, it takes time to train up junior talent to actually be effective in a project, and it takes the time away from other people to train them. It's just all things that I think are worthwhile talking about and considering. At the moment, though, it's all going very well, and Cloud Imperium are pushing towards their first shelf product, Squadron 42 Episode 1, and once they get that out, well, they could make a huge amount more money, and that could support the game for many years to come. But how many more years will it be before we get Squadron 42 Episode 1? And then Episode 2 and Episode 3 after that. They are supposed to be their own AAA games. They haven't split Squadron 42 into 3 parts. They've literally gone, we want to have a sequel and another sequel after that. For current Star Citizen players, will approximate quarterly releases for the Persistent Universe be enough gameplay for them until that sort of Squadron 42 is released, until Star Citizen gets a version 1? And will CIG be able to convince them and newer players to spend more money supporting the project? Because at the moment, Star Citizen doesn't have a forced subscription cost. There is voluntary subscribers, but you don't need to subscribe to the game to play Star Citizen's Persistent Universe, which is an odd model, right? They are going, well, we're going to be funding it by ship sales, by new sales, by selling the in-game currency, things like that. But is that a sensible idea? We haven't seen all of that in practice yet. Boom! That's it for your Turbulent Joins Cloud Imperium games sort of update and some of my concerns with that, but also I do think it's a really big thing for Star Citizen and Cloud Imperium. They are really expanding out their studios now. They are trying to cut back on any form of contractors or whatever. They're trying to recruit them into the fold and have them sort of owned by CIG. But what do you think about this? Do you think, well, actually, it doesn't make much difference? Turbulent were effectively captured and working for CIG anyway. Or do you think this is a big deal? What do you think about Cloud Imperium constantly sort of recruiting and making their studios bigger and bigger and bigger? Do you think it's going to pay off? And do you think they'll be able to hold on to high quality talent for a long period of time? Or is there going to be a problem with lots of sort of high level turnover, or even low and mid level turnover when they're trying to hold on to so many employees? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, and if you've got any other questions, I'd love to hear those too. The Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is on sale until the 28th of July. They are natively supported in Star Citizen, giving you precision head and eye tracking that can help with immersion, as well as adding another level of control to your toolset. It's a cool piece of tech that you can use for streaming and seeing where your eyes are going, and loads of other games are supported too. Check out my links below to get one of those at discount. There are so many space games. Star Citizen is obviously king. Fight me. But how do you keep yourself secure and private while in space, away from the prying eyes of Big Pirate and Big Space? NordVPN.com/BoredGamer. That gives you potentially the best protection in cyberspace. Oh, see what I did there? Stay safer online with a secure private internet connection that also helps you get access to the content you want. Let me give you some testimonials that I'll just make up now. I just turned off NordVPN and got ganked by a load of pirates. I turned off NordVPN and my legs fell off. There you have it. Get NordVPN, because if you're not going to believe those testimonials that I just made up, what are you going to believe? You can grab it from the links below. It's good and it's super cheap and I use it. There you go. Boom. Something else that's good is our ship giveaway. Salvage is the newest big gameplay loop at the moment in-game, and we want to help you get involved with that, so we're giving away a Drake Vulture light salvage ship with lifetime insurance. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during July. More details in the description below. Thank you so much to everyone that goes the extra mile in supporting the channel with the join button under our videos, or becoming a Patreon, or donating, or even just subscribing and liking and commenting on our videos and sharing them. You'll get an occasional exclusive video. There's polls and posts to get involved with. Please consider joining them, because it really, really helps us out. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any feedback, please chuck it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you.